Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are watching me from. You're welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for joining me today. If you are here already, please let me know you are here. Just type something in the chat box so that I can welcome you. Thank you for joining me today. Please invite others. Let them join in this wonderful session. It's evening where I am right now, so invite others to join in. You're welcome. This is Funke Adeni Richard, and I'm reaching out to every one of you today. It's going to be a wonderful time together this evening as we are going to be considering what I've titled, So What? Now What? These are two important questions that you need to ask yourself. It's very, very important. We have said that this year there's a lot to accomplish. There's a lot to accomplish. So just make sure that you are following me this year. We have a lot to do together. You're welcome once again. This is Funkadini Richards, and I'm reaching out specially to you today. I am passionate in working with you to make sure that you are that person that God has designed you to be, that you get to the next level in life, that you be the person you are able to attain your full potential, so that when you are going out of this planet Earth, you'll be able to say that, yes, I have been able to make my own contribution. You will be happy. So I'm welcoming you, especially once again this evening. You're welcome. Thank you for joining me. Please just say something in the chat box so that I can welcome you. Thank you, Finya. You are welcome on board. Please just type something in the chat box so that I know that you have joined me. Please let others know that we are live right now. We are live. We are live right now. Please invite your friends and family to be part of today's journey. It's going to be a wonderful session together. You're highly welcome. So we want to consider, so what? Now what? What do we mean by that? What do we mean by that? That's what we're going to be considering today. What do we mean by that? So what? Now what? These are two very important questions that you need to ask yourself. Someone who wants to make impact in life, you want to move on to the next level of your life, you want to attain success in this life. You know you want to become a better version of yourself. You don't want anything to stop you, anything to limit you. You want to be able to make your contribution on this earth. You want to impact lives. These are two important questions that we need to ask ourselves. So what and now what? Many of us, we have a lot to do. We want to do so many things, but because of some things, those are the things we're going to be talking about today. Limiting voices within you, or even bias against, maybe against you from others, or even you against yourself. These are the things that goes on within, the battles that are within us. And many a times stopped us from stepping out to attain that level of success in life. So that's what we're going to be considering. That's why we're considering these two questions today. So what now what? So we are going to talk about when do we ask these questions, because it's important we know when we ask this question and what are we to do regarding this question. So you're welcome once again. Thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure that you watch this to the end. Make sure that you stay tuned to the end. It's going to be packed full. I know that at the end you are going to be happy that you are here with us. So please make sure that you tune in to the end. There's a lot to take home here today. So make sure you tune in to the end. If you are going to be watching this later on, please make sure that you watch everything to the end and make sure you get that which is yours, that which you know applies to you. Make sure you take it and apply it. What's very important is when we learn, we apply. If we don't apply, it's not good for us. It's as equal to you have not learned anything. So as we learn, we apply. So I'm welcoming you once again. Thank you so much for joining me. Please send message to others right now that we are live. We are live right now. We are live. Tell them to join. To join. We are waiting. We are waiting, and we are soon going to, kick off the discussion right away. So we have talked about what I said today is that what I've titled, so what, now what? So what, now what? When do we ask this question? When are these questions relevant in our lives? If you know that you want to make impact in life, you want to get to the next level in your life, you want to move up to the assignment that you know you have been given, you want to make impact, you want to be successful, you must ask yourself this question. So what? Now what? Especially if you are facing hindrances, if you know that sometimes you just want to get some things done, but you feel discouraged because of the voice within you, because of what is going on within you. You feel discouraged. You feel you cannot go on. You just feel that, no, I don't think I want to do this anymore. And you want to really do it yourself, but there are some things that are hindering you. Some the find there are hurdles on your way. Is important. Just make sure that you continue with us, because we are going to be dealing with this today. So you're welcome once again. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here with me at this time. Thank you for leaving all other things to be here at this particular time. You're welcome once again. My name is Funke Adeni Ibrahim, and you're welcome once again. We are here to make impact. We are here together to work together to make sure that we get to that place that we are designed to be, to make sure that this year we are going to accomplish a lot. This is not the year that we are going to slack behind. This is not the year that we are going to be limited. And that's why we are considering these two questions today. So what and now what? That is because we don't want to be limited this year. We don't want anything to stop us. We want to achieve great heights this year. So you are welcome once again. If you are here, you are just joining, please type something in the chat box so that we'll know that you are here with me, so that I'll give you a shout out. Please just type something in the chat box so that I'll know that you are here. You're welcome once again. You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate your presence. You're welcome once again. So I'll just get started. In the next 1 minute, we'll get started and go fully into the discussion of today. So you're welcome. Please send messages to your people, your friends and family. Tell them that we are here and the plane is about to take off, okay? We are giving the last call to people right now. Please join in right now. Send messages to your loved ones that we have started. Let them join us. Let them join us, okay? It's going to be a wonderful time today together at this time. It's going to be a wonderful time together. So please, if you have questions, just type them in the chat box. We're going to be going through them so that we answer your question. We know we are all here, including me, here to learn. So we're going to be exchanging some ideas today. We're going to be rubbing minds together. I would like to engage you more so that you type in your perspective or opinions or what you think in the chat box as we move on. So please be ready to do that. You're all welcome once again. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me. As you join in, please, I'll be welcoming you again and again. So thank you. This is Funke Adeni Richards, and what we believe in is a transformational change in the lives of people, moving you from where you are right now to where you desire to be or where you ought to be in life, making sure that you become a better version of yourself, making sure that you attain your full potentials in life. You are able to give to this world, you're able to make your own contribution, you're able to make impact in people's life. And at the end, you are happy, you are fulfilled, you are satisfied that, yes, I have done my part. That is what we believe in. And I believe that you want that in your life. So please, today, make sure that we are together in this. Okay? Please shout out to your people, your family and friends right now. There we are kicking off right away. You're welcome once again. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy to have you here today. So that we are going to get started. So we are asking, so what, now what? Now, what are these questions? The first one, when you are talking about this, so what? This first question is to be directed, at those voices that comes within you, to hinder you, to limit you, to scare you, to confuse you, from taking the step that you want to take, from doing what you want to do, from moving forward in life. These are the things we are talking about. So it's not actually that maybe you just go on the street and everybody says, so what, so what, so what. No. But what this is actually, what it means is you are, directing this question to those voices. It could be your own voices within you. Sometimes, just like I said earlier on, you want to get started, you want to do something. And you have plans, say, yes, I'm going to get this done. Oh, by next week, I'm going to start to do this. I'm going to start to do that. But along the way, there's just that, the voice comes within you and tell you, you are not able to do it. It is not possible. Do you think you can do it? It's not possible for you to do it. Didn't you see that other person tried it? She failed. He tried it. He failed. And before you know, you begin to, after listening to the voice for some time, you begin to believe that it is true. It is true. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can do this really. I don't think it is possible for me to do this. So you now believe this. I know that's something that I don't know where I saw it, that when something is a lie and you continue to hear it over and over and over again, so it will come to a time it will become, a fact to you. You start believing it. So, and that's why it is dangerous that when those voices are rising up within us, if we don't do anything about it, it's going to affect us. Thank you for those who are just joining. You're welcome once again. Please just type something in the chat box so that I'll know that you are here. Just type in the chat box so that I'll know who is here. I can welcome you. Thank you for those who are joining in. Thank you so much. So, we just got started talking about the topic that we have today. That's the so what, now what. And we said that the so what question is to be directed, at those voices within us that are coming up to discourage us from doing what we want to do in life. Those voices, those are the voices that you direct this question to. You have set some plan. I want to start doing this. By next week, I'm going to get started with the book I want to write. And you have, started the planning. But maybe after some days, the voice will come within you that, do you think you can? Do you think you can write a book? It's not possible. You cannot write a book. Another voice will even tell you, who's going to read your book? Who's interested in reading your book? Do you think you can be able to read? People are interested in reading your book, and before you know it, you are discouraged. It is true. I don't think anybody is going to read my book. I don't think it's possible. Now, you believe that you can do it before, but after some time, there's that doubt that creeps in. Why? Because that inner voice came telling you that you cannot do it. And you begin to believe that voice and say, no, I don't think I can do it. It's true. I don't think I can do it. So those are the voices we are saying we are going to be directing that question to. So what? So the first voice we are talking about is the voice within you that comes from you yourself. And that is very, very important, because if you can deal with the one that comes from you, it will be easier for you to deal with the ones that are coming from outside. Thank you for those who are joining me. Thank you, Annie Fred, for joining. Thank you, Mayowa, for joining me. I'm so glad you are here. Please kindly send message to your family and friends who look now to be here. Tell them we have started and let them be part of what we are going to be discussing today. Please send messages to them. Tell them that we are live already. We have started. Let them join us. I'm happy to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me. So the question, so what, is to those voices within you that are coming up, telling you it is not possible, telling you that it is you can't do it, telling you that you are not good enough, telling you that, oh, people have tried and they failed. How do you think you are going to make it? What makes you think you are going to make it? Telling you that, oh, remember the other time that you failed in that. You are not going to, it's not possible to make it now. So those are the voices we are talking about. You direct that question to. We are still going to talk more about it. But before I go on, the second one is the voices that are coming from outside, from people, coming from people outside. Or maybe you go to a place, you just feel intimidated by what you see around you, your environment, and makes you feel that, oh, you don't belong here. It is not possible for you to achieve this thing. You know that sometimes maybe you share your dream with people, you share what you want to do, and some people, they can't just comprehend what you're saying. They can't, assimilate it. It's difficult for them. And they tell you, Who are you? Just are you daydreaming? Is it for somebody like you? It is not possible. There's no way you can make it. There's no way you can get it done. There's no way. It is not possible. And before you know, say, it is true. It is true. So this person said so. That person said so. So that's why I said that if you are able to deal with the voice within, that is you yourself, it will be easier for you to deal with the voice outside there. And that is why it's important that we direct this question to these voices. Now, let's take some practical examples. For example, I started an example earlier on. You want to write a book, and that voice comes with it and say, what do you want to write? You don't know how to write anything. You don't want to do, what do you do? Then you ask, just direct to the voice, so what? I don't know how to write. So what? So what? Does it mean that I can't write? I've not tried it yet. So what? Or maybe you have even written one before and it wasn't really exhausted. Say, have you forgotten that you wrote one the other time and nobody was interested? People were not interested in reading your book. Yeah, you direct the question to that voice again. So what? That people were not interested in the other one, does it mean that they won't be interested in it? Doesn't mean they won't be interested in this one. And the one I wrote before, it doesn't mean that later they will not be interested in it. So what? So it's just to help you so that those voices will not stop you. Because if you don't do anything about those voices, they are really going to stop you. So you have that type of example, or the one that will tell you that, do you think that you are good enough for that? He says, so what? What do you mean? That I'm not good enough? The people that you feel are good enough. What do they have that I don't have? So what? Is that kind of question is just to help you. It's like giving yourself a kind of a springboard, to spring on. It doesn't, as we go on, we'll see what we now need to do later. But you need to start from that to quiet that voice, to tell that voice, keep quiet, keep quiet. Because if you don't do anything to silence that voice, it's going to continue. It's going to become louder and louder. And later on, it may be very, very difficult for you to silence the voice. And that's why if these voices are coming up, make sure that immediately you start shutting them up. It is very, very important. And when it comes to people around you, it's not that maybe you go around maybe just maybe telling the person, I want to silence you. You are the one, you don't want me to succeed. I want to silence you. That's not, it's not them. It's not about the person. Okay? It's that voice that coming from there. If that voice can come through you, so it can come through any other person. It can come through any other person. So it's about directing it to the voice that wants to limit you, the voice that is discouraging you, the voice that is scaring you, the voice that wants to hinder you, the voice that wants to bring about disappointment in your life, that want to hinder you from the next level. You direct this question to them. Okay? It is very, very important. Thank you for those who are joining me. Thank you, Godwin. Thank you, Eve, for joining me. Please make sure you just send messages to your friends and families. Tell them that something great is happening here. Let them join in immediately. Send messages to them right now and tell them to join in here, that something great is happening here that you don't want them to miss. This could go a long way, to impact somebody's life. This could go a long way to be the liberation that somebody needs. So please, let's just send out messages to our people right now to be part of it. Okay, so we are moving on now, talking about these voices. There's some practical, I will just give some few examples that I will tell you, I will ask you, to type in the chat, but some of the examples that you have, because these voices come in different form. Okay, the one that's maybe for one person may not be the one for maybe me, that's for me may not be the one for you. So I'll just cite some few examples, and I will ask you to type in the chat box some of the examples that you know. Let me cite this example. Like maybe a lady, you have somebody that you have planned to get married to. And we even have example of those people that on that very day of the wedding, that's when the man did not show up. It's devastating. It's disappointing. It's heartbreaking. And maybe after some time, you are trying to get yourself out of it. You are trying to get yourself out of it after, maybe much counseling, the prayers, and everything that they are trying to get yourself out of that situation. There may be that type of a lady, you have been encouraged. You want to Okay, you're opening up your heart again. Okay, let me try again. And the voice will come, you want to try again? What? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten how that man left you on your wedding day? The voice will come and tell you. And for some people, when that thought come, you remember the pain all over again of what happened. Then you shrink back. So it is true. I don't want to go through that pain again. I don't want to go through it. I don't think I want to. Then you see some of these people shutting their mind. They don't want to open up their mind to try again. And that's what happens. Some people, they tried a business. They invested a lot in it. And they started and it failed along the way. And when they want to get started, maybe something else again, the voice will come. Have you forgotten how you failed the other time? Have you forgotten how much you lost in that business you started? Have you forgotten? Now you want to start again. Do you want to lose your money again? Is there something wrong with you? And immediately you feel like that, say, it is true. I don't want to lose anything again. I don't want to be a laughing stock of people. People laughed at me at that time. I don't want to do that again. Then you shrink back. Some people it could be maybe jobs, it could be some people it's just maybe friendship, some people it could be maybe investment they went into, some people it could even be along their career. They have faced some disappointment, failures, things like that, and it's coming to you and telling you that there's no way you can't, it's not for you, and you are believing the voice. It's not going to help in any way. Okay, so those are those circumstances you find yourself. When that voice comes to you and say, you want to go into another relationship, you have forgotten I want to use it, just want to use it. The way Ken left you on your wedding day, you have forgotten. You want to go into another relationship again? It's the same thing is going to happen all over again. That's the time you should, ask that question, to direct the question to that voice. So what? That Ken left me does not mean another person will not love me. It doesn't matter. So what? Or the one that comes and tells, there's no way, nobody's interested in your book, you can't make it. Do you even look like somebody who can write a book? Do you think you're as intelligent as that? So what? So what? I may not look it, but it doesn't define. I may not look it, but I know that inside of me there's something great there. So what? Or maybe you tried that investment, I didn't work out, and you want to try again. The voice is coming. Why do you want to go? Why do you want to go? Why do you want to go to that investment again? You're going to lose your money again. So what? If I don't try, I will not know if it's going to succeed. So it's immediately attacking those voices with this question. That's why we're asking that question. So what? You are directing it to the voices that are coming against you, either from within you or from outside, or somebody that comes and they say, share your dream, and the person laughs at you and say, you do you think, so you want to say you have a great vision too? Is it for somebody like you? You ask the person, so what? It's not for somebody like me. So what? So who are the people that it's for? So it's important. Why is it important that you get started with it? Is if you keep quiet and do nothing about it, that voice will get louder and louder. And before you know it, you accept it that as the truth in your life. You have accepted it as a fact in your life, which is not going to help. So I've started some examples. I just want to type in the chat box now. What are other examples of these voices? These voices that are examples of them that come that want to limit us. We want to do some things, or we want to achieve something, or these voices come in different ways to tell us something, discouraging words, or they just want to hear from us. I just want to hear from what. I'll pick some example. I will talk about it again. So let's just type in the chat box right now, example of those voices, different forms in which they come into our lives, different forms in which they come into our life. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, okay, so I want to hear from you right now. What are the examples that you know? Maybe it could be personal to you, or maybe for somebody, okay, that you know that comes up, the voices that comes to limit us. In what are those things they come with? You're not good enough. It is not meant for you. You cannot make it. Different examples. Let me hear from us. Let me hear from us now. Let me hear from us. I want to read from some examples from us so that we can talk about some of them before we move on to the next thing, the next stage. What the stage we are at right now is the stage of so what? Asking that question. Yes. Let me hear from us, please. Just type it in the chat box. Let me hear from you. Let me hear from you. Examples from you. Yes, rejection from many job applications. Yes, that's a very, very good one. That's a fantastic one. Rejection from job application. You have been looking for a job, you have been writing applications, and it's just rejection. We regret, we regret, we regret, we regret. Those are the answers you have been, you have been getting. Or some they didn't even send anything at all. Or maybe some you even try to get back, say, oh, so we are so sorry. We have we have the number of people we want now. Another time we'll get back to you. You know, they're not going to get back to you. Okay, rejection from job application. And when you have been facing rejection over and over again, it will get to a point you want to apply. And the voice will come say, what you that have been applying all this, what did you get? You didn't get anything. You are going to get rejected again. You're just going to get rejected. And before you know, so it is true. You tell that voice that, so what? Yes, I know I've been having rejection. So what? And they can never tell when the right one is going to come. So that's a good one. Yes, rejection from any job application. Let me hear from us again. What are those voices that are coming? In what form? Let me just type in the chat box. Let me hear from us. Let me hear from us again. We have one example. Just type again. Type there in so that we can have more examples to talk about. Yes, we have rejection from job applications, and sometimes maybe denial of visas. All these ones, they come in those forms too. Yeah, everybody. Thank you. Everybody is doing it. Yeah, everybody is doing it. You there. So what if everybody is there? Does it matter? If that is what you have been called to go into it. It doesn't matter. It does not matter if everybody is doing it. Okay, so don't get scared because that voice is going to you want to go and do it. Everybody is doing it. Do you think you can make a difference there? You tell them, so what? I believe that I have something. If I'm calling to this, I believe I have something to bring on board. So you don't let that voice shut you down. Yes. Wanting to go into a particular business and a voice that will say a lot of people are already into the business. Yes, that's just what we said. That yes, that's good. A lot of people are already there. The market is already saturated. Why do you want to go into that? It doesn't matter. If that is what you have been called into, go ahead. I listen that everybody, we all have our own uniqueness in us. We all have our own wow factor. And that's why it's good to be true to yourself. You're going to bring that on board. You're going to bring that on board, which is going to stand you out. And there's always a niche for you out there. There's always people that you are to reach. Okay, just focus on that. It doesn't matter that everybody is doing so you cannot go into it. If that's what you are calling to, it's not that maybe you just want to copy what other people are doing. Just go ahead. If that voice is going to everybody is doing it, so what? If everybody is doing it doesn't matter. That is what I know I've been called into, and I'm going to go ahead to do it. I have my own place there. It's good. The voice telling you you are not good enough to marry this person, particular man. Yeah, that one comes up too. You're not good enough. Look at yourself. Say, can you even compare yourself? No, you cannot even be compared to that man's shoes. You are dreaming that this man is going to marry you. So what? So what? What makes me? I'm a human being. He's a human being. If I am made in God's image, he's made in God's image. So what is it? What is there? I'm good enough. So what? It's there's no way. There's no, we bring all these things that are the things that comes up and the kind of battles with them. Thank you so much for, giving these examples. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So thank you for those who have joined us as I was talking. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Mary, for joining me. I'm so happy. Please send messages to your loved one, your friends, and your family. Send messages to them that they need to join in this learning this evening. This may be what somebody needs just to push the person to the next level. This may be what somebody needs to liberate that person from that state of limitation. So please send messages out to people that we are live, we have started, let them join. So we have talked about the so what. Now we have started example where we need to apply this question. Okay, it's important that why we need to. We have said if you don't at that moment checkmate that voice when it's bringing up, it will become too loud and difficult for you to be able to control later on. So that's why we need to just ask that question. So what? So what? It doesn't matter. So what? It doesn't matter. Also, maybe you have made mistakes in your past. You have made some mistakes. You have gone the wrong way. You have gone the wrong way and you have made some mistake, and that verse comes to you that you have wasted your years. You have wasted your years. Do you think anything can still come out of you? You say, so what? I know I've wasted my years, but I believe that I can still be that person that God has created me to be. Now, I'm not encouraging that anyone should live their maybe their lives anyhow, because there are consequences. If you have watched this my video that I did sometimes ago, that talks about pick up the pieces. I said that sometimes we may have to live with some scars, but it's part of the journey. It's part of the story. Okay, that you have scars does not mean you cannot still attain, your full potential in life. But sometimes you need to live with a scar. Okay, so for you to avoid some scars, so that's why we need to be careful the way we live our lives. But in case you have even made some mistakes in the past, if how many of us are familiar with the story of the prodigal son? How many of us are familiar with it? If you are familiar with it, just give me a thumbs up. Let me see. If you are familiar with the story of the prodigal son, just give me a thumbs up in the chat so that we know how many of us. See, just give me a thumbs up. Just give me a thumbs up if you are familiar with the story of the prodigal son. Okay, I can't see any response here. Just give me a thumbs up. So I'll just kind of a little bit summary for the sake of those who might not be familiar with it. It's just a parable that's there in the Bible, just to portray the love that God has for us, for every one of us. So we have a rich man who has two sons. And we learn that the younger son came to the father and said, please, just give me my inheritance. Give me whatever you have in your will that you want to give to me. I don't want to wait till when you die. I don't want to wait. Give it to me now so that I can enjoy my life. And the father gave him, okay, gave him with that which is his. And we learned that the boy took everything. Let's assume that it's money he was given, maybe thousands of millions of dollars. He took the money, and we learned that he went to a faraway country, went away from his family. He has money now, so he went there, living a kind of flamboyant life, recklessness, and all that. He squandered all the money. It came to a point he didn't have anything again. He has to look for a job. He has to look for a job, and we learned that even the country that he went to, maybe it came to a point, maybe there was recession. Let's say there was recession there, and everything was not going on well. He was trying to look for a job. He couldn't even get decent job. He has to maybe get a job in a farm feeding the pigs, and he came to his lowest point in life, that he couldn't even feed himself well. So he will be scrambling with the feed for the pigs. He will be scrambling to even eat from there. That was the where he met himself. But after some time, a day came in his life, and that's where we are going. We are going next. A day came in his life. He sat down and thought of it. What am I doing here? I'm from a good home. My father has servants in his house, and even his servants are well fed. They are doing well. They have good place to stay. They are eating well. They are well paid. Why should I continue to suffer here? Why? I said, I'm going to go back home. I know I've done what is very wrong. I'm going to go back home. I'm going to, apologize to my dad and tell my dad that I'm so sorry for what I've done. I know I'm not worthy to be called your son anymore. Just take me back as one, as one of your servants. We learned that was what he did. He took that decision and he went back home. But the thing is that by the time he got back, we learned that his father saw him from afar off. And the father ran to go and meet him. That means the father had been waiting for him to come back home all this while. Ran to go and meet him. He was so happy. He was not even referring to what the son has done. Say, this my son was lost. Now he's found. Threw a party for the boy. So welcome him back home. You are his son. The father did not take him back as a servant, but took him back as the son that he is. And we now heard of the elder brother was like, oh, why can this my brother has lived a very wayward life, a very bad life. He came home now, my father is rejoicing. Why are you doing that? That is what we do to ourselves. Even we to ourselves, you condemn yourself, you look at yourself that there's nothing good in me anymore. And even people outside, they do, and that's what we're talking about. Those voices coming from within you that say, oh, I'm not worthy anymore. Or the one that's coming from outside that is telling you, you are not. Who are you to come here? Who are you to be here? You are not worthy to be around here at all. And that will take us to the next point. This boy asked himself, so what? He had to ask, the voice that's coming within say you're unworthy. And that's why he said, so what? I know I'm unworthy. I know I've done what is wrong, but I need to do something now. And that is the next point we are going. After you have asked that question, so what? Directing it to the voices that are within you, you need to go on and now sit down and ask yourself, what? The what you're asking yourself is that, what have I learned from all this? What have I learned from all this? Because it's not enough to just say, so what, so what, so what, so what. You need to learn whatever it is that voice is saying to you. You need to look at it. What is that voice saying to you? Is it true? So I'm not talking about the so what of being arrogant or being nonchalant or say, "This is my life. I can do it. I can live it anyhow. Don't question me. Don't query me. Don't correct me." That's not what I'm talking about. So when you say so what, the so what is to tell, no matter where you are right now, that it's not the end of my life. There's still something good, that is coming for me. That is the so what we're talking about. Now, when you ask yourself what, that is, what can I learn from all this? What can I learn from all this? Okay, for the example I said earlier on, you have written a book before and it wasn't really a success. So it was not a success. Then you are asking yourself, you need to now say, okay, you have shut up the voice that was saying that nobody's going to read it. Say, okay, yes, I wrote one, it wasn't a success. So what? It doesn't stop me from trying again. Then what you need to ask yourself is that, so what what have I learned from this? You need to now sit down. And that's why I say that, it is not enough to ask, so what? You must come to ask yourself, what? That's, what have I learned from the experience? This is a time of reflection and true assessment. This is a time of reflection and true assessment. You need to sit down and ask yourself, okay, that book, why was it not a success? Why did people like it? What went wrong? You need to ask yourself that question. Okay, so what can I do now? I hope we are getting what I'm saying now. So it's important we ask ourselves, after the so what, you need to ask yourself, what have I learned from this experience? That relationship did not work out. Ask yourself, what went wrong there? Were you at fault? Have you learned from it? Maybe it's not even your fault, it's the fault of the other person. What have you learned from it? So, that time I never took this serious. I think there were some red flags, just me that didn't pay attention to it. Now you know. Because it is important that we are able to tell ourselves the truth. So it's a time of, self-reflection and true assessment. Be true to yourself. When you are doing this, don't defend yourself. Don't defend it. Don't give excuses. Don't give excuses, okay? Because it's not going to help your judgment at all. Don't give excuses. Don't defend yourself. Don't blame it on others. Don't say it's their fault. It's their fault. It's because that my uncle, that is the one that allowed this to happen. That my friend, they were the one, they got up against me. You need to be true to yourself. The worst thing you can ever do to yourself is to lie to yourself. So sit down, look at it. What went wrong? What did I do wrong? The story of the prodigal son that we are talking about, he was just being true to himself. He sat down, he thought about it. Yes, I have done what is wrong. I shouldn't have done what I even did, even to my father, to have asked for my inheritance, to have left home, to come to this land, squander all my money. I shouldn't have done all those things. That's why he said, I will return to my father and tell him that I know that I have sinned against you. Just take me as your servant. He was not defending himself. Say, didn't you? I came here. There was recession. That was why I left home because the thing there was not. The atmosphere was not good for me. That's why I left home. He did not, and that's where some of us sometimes we missed it. We are so defensive of ourselves that we are not telling ourselves the truth. We make excuses for ourselves. We blame it on every other person except ourselves. And when you do that, you will not come, to the true assessment of things. You will not get the true picture of things. That is why it's important in that place of self-reflection. Please be true to yourself. What went wrong? What could I have done different? Why didn't that business work? Why did it fail? Does it have to do with my planning or the strategies that I used or the people that I employed or the environment where I started my business? Why didn't it work? Why didn't that relationship work? Was it that I was not committed? Was it that I was selfish? Or was it the other person that just, was just taking advantage of me that I didn't know on time? Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself and know where everything went wrong. It's important when you're able to, whether it is sweet or bitter, know the truth. It will help you to go to the next stage. In as much as we continue to defend ourselves and make excuses for ourselves, we won't move on to the next stage. There was this, I was watching, I think it was a lecture, and there was this example of, this Rubik's. I was even trying to get a Rubik's. I didn't remember that I would have gotten a Rubik's. I said that, this Rubik that you try to arrange it, it's going to come there, maybe they're the same color. You're able to do it, they become the same color uh, at a particular edge. So if you are given that Rubik and you are told to arrange it, you are told to arrange it, to rearrange it so that it becomes the same color, everything. And you look at it and say, oh, if you are not good in it, it's going to take a long time. You'll be doing it and doing it. It's going to take a long time for you to get it done. And you look at it and say, no, I don't want to waste my time. How do I want to waste my time doing this? They say, okay, everything is to be color blue, isn't it? Then you get a blue paint and paint one side and paint everything blue. Okay, it's blue now. Everything is blue now. Have you really solved the problem? No, you did not solve the problem. And that is what we do to ourselves sometimes. We don't solve problems. We just want to get over it. We just want to pretend it doesn't exist. So we kind of just paint it the color we want and paint it. It is done, it is done. Doesn't mean that it's done. And that's why it's come to this time of reflection. You really need to apply what we call critical thinking. Analyze the whole thing. Let God help you. Okay? Let the Holy Spirit help you so that you are able to see where the problem lies. You are able to learn that, oh, this was what I did. Excuse me, please. Say, this was what I did that was wrong. No, I didn't do it right this way. The strategy that I used was wrong. It's not really good. My attitude that time was very bad. That was why that relationship did not work. My attitude was bad. You need to come to that place that you're able to tell yourself the truth. Nothing but the truth. The example of the Rubik's that I was talking about earlier, you did not solve the problem. You only painted it. And the problem is still there. You have not solved it. It's still waiting for another day to solve it. But if you solve that problem that day, you are a winner. And that's what we need to do to make sure that when it's time, have that time of reflection. When you're able to analyze things, know what is going on, then it will help you to be able to solve, the problem. And once you get it solved, you become a master in that. Even if that problem shows up another time, you already know how to apply, the strategy to apply, how to solve that problem. You already know how to do that, and it's going to help you a lot. So welcome to those who have joined us while I was still speaking. Thank you, Jesus Bukumi. Thank you for joining me. Morani KG, thanks for joining me. Just like I said earlier on, please send messages to your family and friends that they need to be here. Something good is happening here. Send messages to them that they need to be here right away. So we have talked about the so what, how to ask that question, the so what, then what? Now, what have I learned? What have I learned in all this? What have I learned? I would say it's the time to reflect. It's the time for true assessment. What have I learned in all this? When somebody is telling you that, you who is good, you are not good enough for them. I look at how you are so haggard and all that. You need to look, don't just say, so what? I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Look at yourself very well. Yes, we know you are fearfully and wonderfully made, but are you portraying it? You look at yourself, maybe, oh, there's something wrong. I think my dressing is not good. I don't dress well. You need to admit that. The person that told you may not say in a good way. It doesn't matter. Just be true. Don't wait till when somebody says something in a good way before you analyze things, please. If you really want, it will help you a lot in your life. Okay? Look at it. Why is this person saying this? Maybe the way you behave, the way you talk, you don't talk well. And they look at that person is such a posh and, thoroughly furnished person. And you are dreaming there that I want to be, I want to marry this person. That's why the person said, can't you look at yourself and look at this person? Is there any, do you think that you people can match in any way? Why I say so what? You need to look at yourself. Look at yourself. What can, maybe there's something I need to make improvement. Maybe the way you dress, you're the one that will put two colors that are enemies and combine them together and wear them. And people are like, can't you see what you're doing? Or maybe the way you even the way you compose yourself is not good at all. So you need to come to that place and this part of me is not good. Let me work on it. Let me make some changes in this area of my life. So it's important. That's what you do there. Okay. Then another thing that you need to do is what I will call, there are two tips I'm going to give us now. One, the first one is what you call decluttering. Decluttering, what does it mean? If you have maybe a house now, maybe you have a store in your house, and there is full of so many things, junks, everything is just there, everything is just packed, full, everywhere is full there. And you get there, just this place is full. I want to make use of this place, but this place, everything is just full. What you need to do is to declutter. Bring out the things there. What are the things that are useful? The things that are no longer useful. You will not discover, I didn't even remember I have this thing. Yes, they have been there. Then you know that these things are no longer useful. You throw some away. Some of them, you give them away. There's some are still useful. You know you are still going to use them. You rearrange things. By the time you finish rearranging, you see that you have more than enough room for so many new things to come in. Just watch out. I want to do a video on decluttering. I'm going to, by God's grace, and very soon I'll be able to do that video. So it's important. And that's why I said that we now go to the session of now what. So we have started from, there are three layers we are talking about: the so what, the what, and the now what. So we're now coming to now what. You have made the analysis and all that. What do I need to do now? I've mentioned some of that as I was talking, because there's so much, interwoven, things like that. So decluttering, that's one. I've just, given an example of what decluttering means. So what you need to do in your life, you need to bring out that area of your life as if you are bringing us from a box, the box of life, that area of your life. Let's say it is career, that's where you're having issues, that those voices are coming. Or maybe it's a project in your life that the voices are coming and telling you that it's not possible, it's not possible. Then let's assume that this is the box. This is the box of your life. So what you need to do, don't just crumple to it and just look and look and look and say, okay. I know what to do. No. Do you know what you need to do? The box, this is the box. This is an area of your life. Bring it out one after the other. One after, bring it out. This my career life. Okay. Why is it that I've been stagnant for some years in my career? And what I would advise every one of us, have a book. Have a book, call it whatever you want to call it, but it is a book where you write things about your life. It's just for you and for you alone. Say you write it there, career. Why is it that I've been stagnant in my career for a long time? They begin to critically look at it very well. Just like I said, don't deceive yourself, don't make excuses. So, the person that was promoted in your office, what was different about that person? Don't be quickly to say, it's because it's racism. Let's not be quick, just too quick. I'm not shining away from that. It doesn't exist. It does exist, but it's not all the time that's the reason why. Ask yourself why. What why am I stagnant? From there you may begin to say, oh, okay, so this person have done this course, I've not done it. Or maybe it's your attitude at work. You are in the place of work and you are isolating yourself. You don't mix with other people. You don't talk with them. There's no in your colleagues at work. You're able to look at it. Don't defend yourself. Don't make excuses. Don't blame anybody. This is your life we are talking about. So bring each area of your life out and critically, prayerfully look at them. What is going on here? Where are things not moving the way they should in this area? Write things down in that book. Don't say, oh, I know, I've crammed everything in my head. I know what it is. No, don't do that to yourself. Write it down. Career, what's going on? What's wrong? Write it down. What can I do? That is the now what. What can I do to make changes here? What can I do to make sure that this area of my life, move forward? Write them down. You put it back in the box. Pick another area of your life. Maybe this is relationship. The areas where you are having maybe this issue will be different from another person. Maybe this is relationship for you. Bring it as relationship. Where are things not working for me well? There, you write it down. That maybe okay, I'm not being I'm not being true. I'm not being true, or I'm not really committed. Or maybe I have some things that I need to change. I need have something that I need to work on. Write all these things down. What do I need to do now? What are the steps I want to take to make sure I make changes in this area of my life? You do that. So what I'm saying that when we talk about this decluttering, as you analyze things, like even the what people are saying to you, by the time you see that one, that you will see the one that, oh, this one is just saying this out of envy, doesn't make anything. You throw that away from your life. It doesn't matter. Don't let it bother you. Throw those ones away. Well, this one is just saying this because they don't really understand what I'm telling them. Okay, maybe this one is saying this out of envy, out of jealousy. That's why they're saying that. You throw those ones away. And there are some say, oh, that's what this person said. I think there's an element of truth in it. I think I need to look at it very well. Those are the things. Okay, what can I do concerning this person has actually said? I don't really like it, but it is true. I need to make changes in this area. So that's why I say decluttering. Look at those things in your life. What are the things that you know they are true? They are true, you need to look at them. There's something they are not true, you throw them away. Throw them away. Like you throw things in the garbage, just throw them away. Don't let those voices continue to disturb you. Because now what you are doing is to remove those things that are clouding your mind. When we talk, well, I will say, when we talk about decluttering, there's so many things that's filling that room. That's the way those voices have come, and they have filled your mind so much. So what you need to do is to see you are now making a kind of segregation there to know that, okay, this one is good. You are not going to throw it away. This is an idea that I have. I'm going to keep on, hold on to this. Okay, this person said this. This was a suggestion from somebody. This is a good one. It's true. Let me hold on to this. Then the others, no. This one, there's nothing. It doesn't have anything to do with me. I know this is not good for me. I know this is not relevant to me. I know this one will not work for me. You throw those ones in the garbage. Throw them away. Don't continue that this person said this to me and you're still, crying over it. You're still angry and everything like that. No, just one, throw them away. They have just said it from their own perspective for whatever they understand. That's not you. So you don't let those ones bother you. You throw them away. Okay, so because it's important, because if you don't do that, you'll be so clouded in your mind that even to take decision will become very, very difficult. So that's why from time to time, let us have time to declutter in our lives. There's so many things that are there that shouldn't be there. Some have been there 20 years ago, 30 years ago. You are still, because so what somebody said to you 30 years ago, that is so irrelevant. That person said it out of ignorance. And you are still holding on to those things till today. You are still allowing it to affect you. Those things belong to the garbage. Put them there. Don't let them disturb your life again. Okay. So what are the categories? When you are decluttering, what are the categories that you need to have? I've mentioned some of them as I was making explanation just now. The ones that are useful, those ones that are useful. It could be some kind of criticism, it could be some suggestions, it could be some advice that have come to you. They are useful, that they are useful for now. You keep them. This one are the one you want to run with now. You keep them. That's one box for you. This is for now. Label is action for now is there. What you're going to do. Some are useful, but they are not for now. They are for the future. Some are useful, they are not for now. They are for the future. Okay? What have come to you and in any way from anyone, maybe even from yourself, you have been able to identify, okay, yeah, this is very, very good. This is very useful. but it's not what I can do now, it's for the future. You put it there, future, put it there. And from time to time, you need to be checking on it. Okay, it's very, very important. Then you have some that they're not useful to you. They could be for another person. Say, something came to my mind, but I know it's not something that I know I want to do. Maybe you see, you have a friend or a relation. Say, I have this idea. I think this could be good for you. This could be very, very relevant for you. Or that sometimes you see maybe adverts of some courses like that. You know, it's not really for you, but this will be good for my sister. This for you. Okay, just like I've said, I said you should make sure that send messages to people. Okay, for some of us, maybe this is just a refresher. You have heard it before. For some people, it's what they need to hear at this moment. And so that's why I'm going to say it once again. Please send messages to your friends, to your families, and let them join us before we close this session. We're actually running to a close very soon now. So you know the one that, okay, this is very, very useful, but not actually for me. It's not actually for me. You know, there's some advice that some people give sometimes. You know, it's a good one, but it's not for me. It's not for me. Okay, so you need to recognize that and know that, oh, this is not for me, but it's a useful thing. So you know where to keep it. This is a box of things that I need to give to people. I need to dish this out to people. I need to give to people. You put it there. Then you know some that they are not useful at all. You throw them away. Those are the things I would say they belong to the garbage. Throw them away. All those voices that come out of ignorance or out of jealousy or out of wickedness and tell you that you are not good enough, you can never make it, it's not for you, you don't try, you are not the one that is supposed to try, it will never work, and you are still keeping these voices in you. You are still allowing them to, to torment you. Throw them in the garbage. Throw them there. That's where they belong. Okay? Throw them in the garbage. It is very, very important you do that so that they don't continue to haunt you for life. They don't continue to haunt you. They don't continue to hinder you. And those are the voices that have been, hindering some people for years now. They have refused to do what they needed to do. They have refused to step out. They have refused, to take those actions just because of these voices are just there. Some of them, just like I said in the beginning, they are coming from you. Some of them are coming from people outside. Some of them is just from an environment that you are. Said you are not good enough there, and you believed it, and it has hindered you, caged you from taking the necessary step. Don't do that to yourself, please. Those kind of voices, throw them in the garbage. And what is good, I won't be able to go into that today. How you can be able to throw some of these things in the garbage and be able to sift some of this thing out is not who you are. If you go through my my YouTube channel here, yes, there's so many videos that I've done. That's to maybe how to you appreciating yourself, knowing whom you are, and things like that. Is know whom you are. Is know whom God has made you to be. It's going to help you a lot to be able to move on in life. So it's good that you know who you are, and please encourage yourself. What you hear matters a lot. What you hear matters a lot. Put yourself in the midst of people that will be able to encourage you, that will be able to cheer you on, that will be able, that will be able to speak to you, that will be able to tell you that, okay, I've heard what you said, but why don't you look at it this way? Not those people that will just write you off completely at face value. Sometimes you may share some drink with some people, they look at it that this is huge, but they will not tell you that, oh, you cannot do it. It's not for somebody like this. Okay, how do you want to go about these things? That is what you need. So it's important, where do you put yourself? What are the voices that you are allowing to come into your lives? It matters a lot. And just like I said, just like the prodigal son was able to sit down, he thought about it and said, now what? Now what do I do? Say, I will return to my father. I will return to him. And he took that journey back. Now, when we come to this, talking about this now what, I'm not saying sometimes it's going to be just easy. Just like I said this the other time, the person maybe that was left at the altar on the wedding day, it's not an easy thing. For that person, it may be is a process for that person, a process of healing, a process of being able to say, okay, let me put myself out there again, things like that. But you know that at least you are making steps, you are taking steps, you are not just remaining on the same spot. So it's important. The now what is important. And sometimes the now what, to be able to do what you need to do, sometimes it may look as if you are degrading yourself. Sometimes it may be embarrassing because you may need to make some apologies. Yes. Now what? You may need to make some apologies. Maybe you have done what is wrong to some people. You may need to apologize for your behavior because it's important. And sometimes it may be that, maybe you are not able to pass a course. You may need to, maybe you are not going to have a kind of a carryover or a repeat. It may look as if you are degrading yourself, but if you are able to do it, you see that you'll be able to move up in life. Or some people say, oh, is it at this stage of your life you are doing it? It doesn't matter. Whatever stage you are, what matters is that you are making progress. What matters is that you are making progress. So let's remember that the now what is important. For the prodigal son to return home, it wasn't an easy decision because, like, imagine how some people, they could have laughed at him. So look at him. So now you have squandered your money, you're back home. If it were to be even you, what would you say? And yeah, he was not even sure the kind of reception he was going to get. But if he didn't try, he would not be able to, to see the love that he will receive. So it's important. We are saying the now what. Your now what maintains you to take some journey. It maintains you to take some steps. It may entail you, to do some things that maybe you are not really comfortable with. At that moment, what we need is that we need that humility. We need to humble ourselves and do the right thing. Maybe in the relationship you were before, you have so much messed up things. You have messed up things, and you know that it's just to say people are telling you, so what, so what? That's not the so what we are talking about now. So what? Yes, you have done what is wrong. But what? I have learned from it. Now what? I need to make an apology. I need to apologize for this. I need to try and right my wrong if it is still possible to do so. I need to do that. Because when you're able to do this, it is liberation for you. It is liberation. It is liberation. It will help you, it will give you clarity of mind. And that's the next step I'm talking about, clarity. When you're able to do your decluttering, removing the things that are not important, the things that are not useful, the things that should not be in your life, when you're able to do that, you're able to rearrange things. And the part of the rearrangement is what I've just talked about. You may need to go back to make some apologies. You may need to maybe go back to take that course. You may need to make repeat where maybe others have gone forward. You may need to do a repeat of that thing. It may look as if maybe you are degrading. It is not, because you're going to bounce back. When you create that room, that place is clear now. You have clarity. You can think well, you can reason well. Then your decisions will be right. In as much as you are still clouded, there's still so many things going on there. To make the right decision will be very difficult because your judgment will be so clouded. There's so many things still going on. To make the right decision will be difficult, please. And that's why I said the decluttering part is important. Let's remove these things that are not useful in our lives. Those hurts, those pains that are still there, let's deal with, let's remove them from our lives. The people that we need to forgive, let's forgive them so that we're able to have the right mind to think clearly, to take the right decision and move forward in life. Why many have not been able to move forward is because they have not been able to come to that place of the what have I learned? Now what? To take the necessary steps. Some people, when they know the step they are to take, to move forward, they are not ready to take it. Looks, some people is embarrassing, some people is degrading. Some people know, how can I do it? No, I cannot. And if you don't do that, you remain on the same spot. You remain on the same spot. You want to move forward? Take that journey and move forward. Do what you need to do to liberate yourself. Then you'll be able to think clearly. You have a clear mind. There's nothing there that's bothering you anymore. Even when the thought wants to come down, do you remember what this person said? They said, that was already in the garbage. It's not relevant to me. It has nothing to do with me. You are not keeping any grudge. You are not hurt. You are not scared anymore. You are not disappointed anymore. And with that, nothing can hold you down. You'll be able to take the right decision and move forward in life. So it's important. Okay, please. Yeah, please. So I'll just recap again. But before I recap, please, if you have any question, you can just leave it in the chat box. If you have any question, you can leave it in the chat box. You can leave it there. I'll be able to see it. I'll just make a recap now of what we have talked about today. I just want to thank everyone that have been with me from the beginning to this present moment. I really appreciate your presence. So we started by saying what is the so what and the now what. Say the so what is the you direct this question to the voices that come in within you that are telling you that you are not capable, you cannot do it, you're not good enough. Don't you remember how you failed? Don't you remember how this person hurt you? Or the things like that. Giving you examples of the things that have happened in the past that were not pleasant. And the voice just want to keep you down, hinder you from taking that step. You have said you're going to do this, but the voice will come up and say, no, it is not possible. And because of that, many people have been stagnant. I would say you direct this question to those, to those voices. So what? So can't you remember? That's why so we'll say, you, you divorced, your husband have left, you don't have any husband. So what do you think you're going to do with your life now? Say, so what? Ah, so we are saying that what you need to do is just to checkmate that voice, to silence that voice, because if you don't do it, that voice is going to grow louder and it will be difficult for you to control later on. So that's why we say that you need to checkmate that voice immediately. But it's not enough to just stay. We say, so what, so what? Not that it's not a so what of a I don't care attitude. That's not it. It's the so what of to checkmate those voices rising up within you. But after you have said that, what you need to do is the what. So what have I learned from this experience? What this person said, what what can I learn from it, or what have I learned from it, or what is the truth concerning what this person have said, or the voice that's coming? Then you look at it, and we said that apply critical thinking here, self-reflection, true assessment. Do not make excuse for yourself. Do not defend yourself. Do not blame it on others. Analyze things very well and say, yes, I'm wrong in this area. I didn't do well in this area. I need to improve in this area. You're able to tell this. And I said that one of the things you need to do, you need to declutter, remove things from your mind, things that are not relevant, things that are not useful in your life. What somebody has said 30 years ago that is still keeping in your mind, please remove it, okay? Remove it so that you make space in you to be able to think well. That will give you clarity, to be able to think well, reason well, and be able to do the right thing. So that is very, very important. That's the summary of what we have said today. So when the voice is coming to you another time and telling you it's not possible, you're not good, you will not say, so what? So what? I didn't do well that time does not mean I cannot do well. And somebody is telling you are not, it's not possible. See, without me, you cannot live yourself. So what? What made you think I can't live without you in this life? You are not my God. So you do that. Ask yourself, what have I learned? Why did that business fail? Why did that relationship fail? Ask yourself the truth. Where have I gone wrong? What do I need to do differently? What do I need to improve? Where do I need to improve in my life? You answer, you're able to, answer them. Now what? What do I do now? What do I do now? I need to make some changes. I need to make apologies. I need to forgive. I need to move forward. I need to improve on myself. I need to take this course. I need to repeat this class. Yes, you tell yourself all these things so that you are able to move forward in life. So, and that is the so what and now what. Let's make sure that we apply in our lives. Please, just like I said earlier on, you have the box of your life where every areas of your life is. Don't just look at everything at once at face value. Say, okay, I know what to do in my career. I say, take each one out, one after the other. One after the other, take it, analyze it. Okay, this is my career, this is my relationship, that's where I'm having some issues. What can I do differently? Write them down. What you have learned, what is wrong with it, and what you should do. Write them down and write the action step that you need to take to make things right. Okay, do we have questions? I've just recapped what we have done today. Do we have questions right now? Or do we want to be just drop in the chat box any contribution that you have for us before we round this up now? I just want to appreciate every one of you for coming up with it. Please still send this. You can still share. I think you can share it after we finish. You can still share with people. Tell people to watch it. And please, if you have not liked what we do today, please click on the like button. If you are here, you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to it and please recommend it to your friends too. You recommend it to your friends and family to subscribe to this channel. There are so many videos on this channel. Please watch them, and I believe you'll be really blessed. Do we have any question as we close? So if you know that you have added value today, let me just see the chat box, or tell me something that is your take home today from what we have talked about. Just type it in the chat box. Let me hear from you all. Let me hear from you before we close this. Let me hear from you. What is it that is a take home for you today? Or what is it? Have you really gained something today? Let me see you type it in the chat box, please. Yes, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Let me see you type it in the chat box. What have you learned today? Or what's your take home today? Or what is it that you know that it kind of resonates with you in what we have talked about today? Let me see you type something in the chat box. Let me see chat or type something in the chat box. I've not started seeing your chats yet. I hope they are coming. Type something there. Let me see. Let me see what you are typing. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. To silence voice of accusation, learn from past errors and move on. Thank you. Yes, yes. Learn from your past errors and move on. Okay. Don't continue. Don't continue to, cry over them. I like that we have to analyze every area of our lives, one after the other. Yes, analyze every area of your life. Yes, one after the other. Don't lump them together. Give them power. Give each one priority and importance. That's very good. Silence those negative voices. Yes, yes, yes. Very, very important. Silence the negative voices. And that's where we are directing the question. So what? So what? Direct the question to those voices. Yes, do housekeeping. Yes, that's very, very important. Do housekeeping. Declutter. Okay. Don't let all those voices continue to take room in your mind where idea should be dropping. When there are too many of these voices there, no idea will come in because there's so much filled with all these negative voices there. Let it so declutter. Throw them away. Always don't give excuse for yourself. For yourself. Powerful word, man. Thank you so much. Yes, don't give excuse. Don't excuse yourself when it comes to when you want to have time of reflection to analyze things in your life. Please do not excuse yourself. Do not defend yourself. Do not blame it on people. This is your life we are talking about. It's not about anyone else. It is you, and that's why you need to sit down, look at it very well, so that you're able to learn from it and know where to go from there. It is very, very important. So thank you once again, everyone. Yes, I made a mistake in the past. So what? Yes, you made a mistake. So what? Now you want to make changes in your life. You want to move forward. The prodigal son, he made mistakes. So what? But he returned. He made changes. He returned, and he was celebrated. And so will you be celebrated too? You made a mistake in the past. So what? Make changes now. Turn a new leaf. Take the right step, and you move on. You see, you'll be celebrated. Later people will not even remember the mistake you made. When they see, the testimony that your life is giving, they won't even remember those mistakes anymore. So that's why you don't let those, things of the past just hook you down that you're not able to move forward. Yeah. Try to encourage yourself by silencing the negative voice and move on. Yes. Encourage yourself. Silence those voices before they become too loud. When something is too loud around you, when other people are even speaking, it's difficult to hear. And that's why, because the voices that we are harboring in our heart are just so loud, and they are negative ones, so loud. When the good voices coming, when the good ideas are coming, we are not even hearing anymore. This negative one have so much preoccupy our mind that to hear the positive voice is so difficult. So that's why it's good. Silence them now before they overpower, you. So I'm happy that you are here. Thank you once again for joining me. Please make sure that you share this with other people. Tell them you learned something here. Share it with them. Let them watch too and be blessed. And please, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to it. Recommend it to your family and friends. Let them subscribe to it too and be part of this great family. I'm so glad you spent your time with me this today. It's over an hour now. Thank you so much for coming. God bless you all and see you another time. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye.